Your opinion is a lie.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of God, Greed, and Guile. I'm going to go ahead and get right on into it today, everybody. We're going to go ahead and talk about David, why he's going to go back into hiding, okay? Based off his last video where he came out and said he needed to go into a deeper consecration with the Lord, right? That's basically David saying, hey, I need to go back into hiding because I've pretty much lied and just been a piece of shit on my way up into the pulpit, that I'm just going to go back into hiding indefinitely.
Your opinion is a lie.
So David, he's bought all these mansions the last few years, guys, and this is, listen up, this is where how I believe the human trafficking is going on, and the scam and the money laundering, all this bullshit that he's doing. So he buys all these mansions, and the most recent purchases, one he actually, it looks like he scammed out of a couple. Okay, I'm still digging into that. I only found the quitclaim deeds and the warranty deeds and everything like that, but that's it. It's all in the county appraisal district. It's all there. But the biggest purchase he did recently was the mansion down in Lutz, Florida, okay? Down in Tampa, in Avila Country Club. Okay, Avila Country Club is this really nice fucking upscale area, all right? He bought the mansion from Darcie Glazier Kassewitz. I don't know if I said that right. I probably butchered her fucking name. But Darcie Kassewitz, okay, Tampa Bay Bucks co-owner, finds buyer for Castle Lake Mansion. And this is David's mansion, okay? They bought this. So Darcie, here's the article, and this is from mansionglobal.com, all right? And this was February 14th, 2022. So it looks like they got the purchase around in February. We didn't find out about this purchase until April of this year, right? 10-bedroom home, Florida City's affluent Avila community, has gone into contract, asking $8.95 million. Okay. So David buys this mansion down in Avila Country Club. It's a nice place, guys. This mansion, check this out, everybody. This mansion puts David above all the other prosperity ministers. Joel Osteen, Kenneth Copeland, Jesse Duplantis, Creflo Dollar. This puts David above every single one of those guys in with regards to size, purchase, everything. Really, it does. Kenneth Copeland's isn't shit compared to this place now. Really isn't. 30,000 square feet is this fucking house is what David bought. So this is where he's going to go into hiding, everybody. It's dubbed a one-of-a-kind estate. According to the listing with Jennifer Zales of Coldwell Banker, the firm declined to comment on the pending deal because it was bought by a fucking cult. Anybody want to tune in on that? I urge anybody who wants to call in. You can call in 314-492-3356 if you know anything about David E. Taylor and you want to talk about it. You want to call the channel. You want to talk about what's going on with David, the tax laws he's breaking, things of that sort. By all means, please call in. I wanted to talk about why David's going to go into hiding pretty much at this point because, in my opinion, everybody, this is just what I think, okay? David has pissed off a lot of people. He's scammed a lot of people. He's scammed a lot of money from a lot of people. No doubt. No doubt. Think of how much money David has scammed from helpless, hopeless, people looking for something real. And then David's out buying these big mansions right in front of him. So the thing is, David swore he was going to come out and there's going to be this great glory and all these really amazing things were going to happen when he came out during his birthday, that he was going to be glowing with the glory. Right? But Dave, we didn't see you glowing, buddy. Nobody saw you glowing, dude. What you look like, David, is that you just came out of a fucking overdose from a speedball or something like that. That's what you look like. That's what you look like, David. You look like you just overdosed. You look like shit. So David going into hiding. This is just what I think. This is my opinion. With these prosperity ministers and these cult leaders, this is kind of how their downfall is. David says he's going to come out and do these great things. He's been in his shutaway for 2 years, right? Saying, I'm going to go into shutaway, and when I come out, all these great things are going to happen, and David E. Taylor is going to be the one to make it all happen. David has come out of shutaway, and nothing amazing has happened.
Your opinion is a lie.
So once again, we have proof that David is a false prophet. If David was such this great healer, right? David, check it out. David, if you were such this great healer, why didn't you come out during the pandemic? You're definitely used the pandemic to your benefit when you wanted to. You said you were gonna have all the people healed of COVID and all this other shit, right, through the Amway Arena, which is a scam, by the way. But you go into hiding, and then you do all your videos from fucking Shutaway. I don't get it, David. You're supposed to make yourself available to people, right? And here's the thing. David being a church, right? He's supposed to be holding weekly services to pull his tax exemption, guys, and he's not doing that. He's not holding weekly services anymore. All he's doing is putting reruns on YouTube. That's it, guys.
That's right, I said it.
And David...
Don't call him David.
The thing is David's trying to copyright my YouTube channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where your opinion is a lie. He's trying to copyright my channel right now when I'm well within the rights of fair use of using content to talk about what the fuck he's doing, right? So he's in the process of trying to copyright my channel, and David talks about being so great and doing so well. Well, David, if you're doing so well, why are you trying to copyright my channel? You claim to be bringing in billions and billions of dollars. Well, I'm kind of starting to believe it, but you know what? We haven't seen any fucking tax returns, dude. Which reminds me, I need to file my fraud reports today. Tax returns, fraud reports. I got off track there. David buying mansions, hiding from everybody. I mean, does anybody not see what's going on here? This is the reason when I started the YouTube channel, is because I was talking to my buddy Bill Cosby ASMR. He's got a channel. He's working on some side projects too. And the fact we're talking earlier online or on the phone, and the fact that David hasn't come out or shown his face or done all these great things, or he really hasn't backed up any of his crap, right? Which is, it's only befitting of David. He claims to be a gangster, but he's never been a gangster. He was the gangster in the marching band at his school. That's what he was. He was a gangster of the skin flute. So here, let me go back to David going into hiding and why. Definitely hiding from the IRS. Okay, I got a text message from my friend Cult Watch yesterday. JMMI Cult Watch. They run the channel JMMI Cult Watch. Let me see if I have the text message here still. It was really encouraging, actually, because of the copyright strike I'm going through right now. It's kind of a pain in the ass. What they said was overall, like, I don't think David's in hot water. I think David's in boiling water because of all the bullshit that he's been doing. I've been filing fraud against this corrupt cult for the last year and a half. It's going on over a year now. I'm going into the second year now. Just starting the second year of filing fraud against this cult. While all the same time, they're pulling tax exempt statuses from the IRS. I don't know how the IRS isn't catching up to all of this. I really don't. I kind of question it at times. It makes me wonder how and why these types of organizations are allowed to get away with this type of behavior. I mean, if I was going to do shit like David was doing, pulling multiple tax ID numbers and fucking them up and then taking a loss and then starting another one, fucking it up, taking a loss, starting another one, that is money laundering. That's what they're doing with these tax ID numbers, guys. This organization has had a total of 5 tax ID numbers since it started. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yes, 5. Right now they're on their 5th one. There's two valid tax ID numbers for this cult. The other 3 have been revoked by the IRS. I urge everybody to check out my channel on YouTube, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, or David E. Taylor God, Greed, and Lies. I did start another channel because my one channel is under copyright right now, and I don't know whether or not it's going to get taken down. So I do have 2 channels up right now, okay? They're both the same. They're both going to be doing the same thing, regardless if one gets taken down or not. I'm just putting a backup now just in case, okay? David is really, really coming down hard on my YouTube channel because what a couple of us think is a couple of the survivors of this cult came forward recently and gave some live interviews. And this is talking to an actual pastor that I know offline, and we've become really good friends actually, is those interviews. And this is him telling me, he's like, look, he's like, psychologically, what those interviews are going to do. He's like, and it might take some time, but he's like, what's going to happen is the other members from that cult are going to hear those interviews, and knowing that those people are real Christians and that they got out of the cult and they're now talking about it as a cult, psychologically, people are going to start questioning what's actually going on with David E. Taylor, right? They're going to start questioning David now. Hey, these people came out of this organization and they're real Christians, saying, hey, and you can check it out on either channel. Their interviews. They're great interviews. And it's just 2 right now. There's only 2 interviews of these guys, and they talk about the damage. And here's the thing: they weren't even there for that long, guys. These people weren't even there for that long. They were there for less than 6 months, and it fucked them up. Bad. Like, some of them are still dealing with the repercussions of it, guys. This is another reason why I believe David's in hiding, is because he has pissed off so many people. I'm sure David can't go out to get a fucking Big Mac and Krispy Kreme anymore, because he's probably the most hated man in America right now. On YouTube, on social media, I mean, David's giving the rest of the Christian church a bad name. Nobody wants anything to do with David right now. There's no, I guarantee no church will have David. No church will have David as a guest, because he's poisonous. He's poisonous to the religion. He's not a pastor. He's not a prophet. He's not an apostle. He's not an evangelist. David graduated high school. Okay, yeah, he got that. Let's see. He went to the Johnson Wales University School for Cooking, but he failed out of that. Okay. I think he might have finished a semester. Like, he couldn't even finish that. And then all of a sudden he's a fucking evangelist. It's almost like you see some of the first videos of David, and it's almost as if he went to the thrift store, bought a suit, and bam, he's like, I'm an evangelist. I see God. I'm going to heal you, and glory to God. Bam. There's David. That's what it seems like with David. So we got 30 years of lies, scams, deceit, pulpit pimping, all that shit. Scamming people out of money, sleeping around with women in his cult. This is real stuff, guys. This is real stuff what this guy does. He does this. He's been doing it. He's going to continue to do it until we all get involved and we stop him. The government, in a sense, guys, is scared to get involved with religion, because look what happened to Scientology when they were getting audited by the IRS. The agents that were doing the investigation into Scientology were getting death threats from the fucking Church of Scientology. They were getting death threats, the agents were. Not the IRS. But the individual agents. They were getting subpoenaed to court and shit by the Church of Scientology. And basically those investigations dropped overnight. This is why the government's scared to get involved. But you know what? It's a sore spot in the government's history book? Waco. Waco is another reason the government's scared to touch these religions. These cults. You think they forgot about Waco? Fuck no, they didn't forget about Waco. Waco's a very real sore thumb in their history book, guys. People died that day. Some of our guys and a lot of theirs. Kids, men, women, children. It was bad. That is a sore spot in our history book, guys. Our government doesn't want to repeat that. Not nowadays. Not the way social media is. You think just picture this. You think the government would want something like a Waco at David E. Taylor's place going down with the way social media works today? Fuck no. That would be a damn disaster for the government if something like that happened nowadays. Could it happen? I don't think it could happen with David. He's too dumb. He's too idiotic. He's too narcissistic to go out like that. I dare David to go to China and go stand out on a street corner and start preaching the word of God. I double dare him. David, I'll pay your ticket for you. David, I'll pay your ticket for you to go to China, okay? I'll pay your ticket to go to China. I'll buy your passport for you. Buy your ticket. I'll buy you an open-ended ticket Okay? I'll buy you a round-trip ticket, but what I want you to do, you have to do this. You have to go over to China, and I want you to go out on the most populated street corner, and I want you to start preaching about God the way you do here in America. Okay? If you make it back, I'll give you $1 million. If you make it back not reformed, I'll give you $1 million. How's that sound? I know it won't happen because you won't do it. You let me know when you're ready to accept that challenge, okay? And I will pay up. I will pay up. But you're not. You're going to go into hiding because, David, you've just fucked over so many people, dude. You have screwed over so many people in your life that it's... The only thing you can do now, David, is run reruns on YouTube and flood the algorithm with your nonsense. And I've been emailing YouTube, David. I want you to know this. I've been emailing YouTube and letting them know that for the last 2 years, you have posted absolutely zero new content. That it's all reruns being ran on virtual machines. Which is bullshit. How is that fair? How is that fair? He could run fucking virtual machines and just keep running the same shit over and over and over and over again. And YouTube doesn't pick up on that. That is spam activity. And I emailed YouTube, said, hey, you need to audit this guy's account and look at how much of the same shit he's ran over and over and over again. Numerous times. I mean, he's probably got 30 or 40 videos up of the same shit. The exact same video. Just with different thumbnails and shit. That's it. So David, this, again, why is he hiding? We don't see him, guys. We haven't seen him. And he has every reason to go into hiding right now because of the damage that's probably happening inside his cult. And somebody brought up a good point, is that he's no doubt gone into retirement, into his hiding in his mansion in Florida. I mean, look at the size of the place. And this is a comment I got from a channel follower. Check this out, guys. This is why we do this. This is real shit, guys. Check this out. My friend lost her husband over this man. He filed for a divorce just recently. Heartbreaking because she is so brainwashed by David. David is probably shut in because he's making enough off the donations to retire comfortably in his new Florida mansion. I asked this person if they would email me so I could talk to them about this. You guys, this is real. This is real. David will fuck up your family. I promise you that, guys. David will fuck your family up. I promise you this. This is what he does. And he gets to the women, and that's what happens. He leaves the men in the fucking dust. He gets these women to fall for him, and this guy's a fucking complete homophobe, too. And what we've been finding out is that he acts real fucking sweet and feminine around the women. Like, he talks with the real soft, girly voice. But when he's around the men, he's a real dick, you know? He's a real asshole from what we're finding. I mean, he's an asshole just in general, but when he's around the men, it's like he really asserts his dominance around the men in front of the women to make him look like he's really something that he's really not. I mean, David, give me 5 minutes alone, David. 5 minutes alone, brother. That's all I need, dude. I wouldn't even need that, dude. I wouldn't even need that. 5 minutes. I'm under the impression that if the right person flinched on David would just fucking fall over like a little bitch, and he'd be like, "Oh, don't hurt me." He probably would. You could flinch on David, and he'd probably just fall over and be like, "Oh." David is really nothing. He's a scam artist. He's running a love scam. He's running a love scam, you guys. He really is. So he's gonna divorce this woman, right? And if there's alimony involved, you know what he's gonna get from her is the alimony. If there's child support involved too, guess what he's gonna get from her? The child support too, guys. This is facts. I've also talked to a husband in the same situation as this, guys. This is real shit. He will fuck your family up. He will get to your wives. He will put a huge fucking divide right between you and your wife. He'll emasculate the man, make your man look like he's a piece of shit, right? Basically. Then he'll get into the wife's head, sleep with the wife, basically, and then broom the wife and just fuck. It's a vicious cycle of abuse, everybody. Vicious cycle. again, this is why David's in hiding. He's still doing damage, everybody. He is still doing damage to people's lives, and it's just the less we report him to the IRS, the more problems we're going to have with him. David is running a fraud. David's running a scam. It's not a church anymore. The church, y'all, is just a shell company for the scam. It really is. It's not even a church anymore. His whole doctrine has gone beyond religion or theology or any kind of fucking text out there. It really has. He spits out a few selected scriptures to basically verify his narrative, and that's it. It's all selected scripture. Which is why I urge everybody, check this out, everybody. I have fraud reports on my channel. I urge everybody to get involved. They are pre-filled. You don't have to do shit but print them out, put them in an envelope, stamp them, and send them. You have to do nothing else, everybody. Nothing else. The one question I always see people ask in this: why isn't he in jail? Why isn't this sack of shit sitting in front of a fucking judge answering for all the bullshit? That's a good fucking question, everybody. That's a good fucking question, right? Why? Well, one, because he's never been investigated fully. That's why. Two is because I'm sure the government's scared to get involved with the church, because when you get involved with the church, you get persecuted and you get all kinds of interest groups involved saying, oh, you're going against the church. No, this motherfucker's laundering money, everybody. He's laundering money, and he's using the church to do it. He's using the Internal Revenue Code, guys. He is using the Internal Revenue Code to get away with the crimes. He's basically using the chronology of the IRC, which is the Internal Revenue Code, to jump tax ID numbers. He really is, guys. I figured it out just a few weeks ago. That's how he's doing it. He's using the IRC code, the Internal Revenue Code, to jump tax ID numbers. I don't know how much more fucking fraudulent you can get with it, you guys. These are white-collar crimes. But the government's sitting back with their head up their fucking ass, being like, oh, there's nothing wrong here, and we're going to go ahead and let them launder money because, hey, you know what? It's good for business. Hey, but you know what? They're going to come and fuck me over if I screw up, if I miss $500 on my taxes. Come knock on my fucking door, be like, hey, we're going to take your whole fucking house because, you know what? You missed out on $500, but we're going to go ahead and tack on like $200,000 interest, and we're going to take everything you own. But not with David. No, not with David, right? They're going to let him launder money. And this is where I became an activist in this, guys, is I started filing fraud against him. I have fraud reports on the channel, in the channel description. And this is the legal way. This is the only way that I found out we can go about getting him put on the radar. Either that, somebody brought up to my attention, hey, maybe we the people can file a class action lawsuit against David E. Taylor for misuse of church funds. It could be done, I'm sure. I don't see why not. Why couldn't it be? He's committing fraud. Why can't we, the tax-paying citizens, sue the nonprofit, right? Sue the nonprofit that's taking tax money from the helpless and the hopeless and using it. He's big time using its misappropriation of church funds. What's he need all these properties for, everybody? All these limos, the cars, the lakes. You guys, what's he need all this stuff for? For numero uno? So I urge everybody, if you've just done one, guys, if you've done one report, you did your duty as a taxpayer. You did your duty. Because this is how I think, I'm not sure how these fraud reports work, you guys. But what I'm guessing is when the IRS gets these, they open up the envelope, they're like, okay, we got all these tax ID numbers here, we're going to go ahead and input them into this database, or either that or they scan the paper, input it. And then I would like to think that after so many reports go in, that there's a little button that goes off that says, yeah, you need to go ahead and do an audit on this organization now at this point. Is that true? I don't know. Could it be? Possibly. But like everybody else's opinion here, it's a lie. My opinion could be a lie. So I urge everybody to do that. Fill out one. Fill out one. That's all I ask you to do. And you don't have to. You can also remain anonymous on this, okay? You really can. You can remain anonymous. Yes, you have to put a return address, but the IRS cannot use that to put your name on the fraud report. It has to go on a legal document. It would be illegal for them to actually take your name and put it on the fraud report and put your name on there and contact you. If they did that, it's if you remained anonymous and say somehow they found out, that would be super fucking illegal for them to even do that, guys. Okay? That would be going against your privacy, basically. The IRS wants to protect these assholes that are doing the money laundering, right? Well, they better protect the people that are for sure fucking calling them out for the fraud and reporting the money laundering, right? Because who's more dangerous, the people that are laundering the money or the people reporting it? Right? Think about that. The people laundering the money, which is why I urge everybody, right, to get involved with this. People want to see David in jail. I do too, guys. That's been my goal. My goal has and always will be to see David in jail. However we can do that, and what I found out the way to do that is to file fraud against him, guys. That's what I found out. To put him on the radar, we got to get the IRS involved. That's their job, right, is to audit these people. I mean, it seems like the IRS kind of has their head up their ass right now, in my opinion. I just got a return letter from the IRS from that. It's a 13909 basically saying, yeah, we got your letter. You know, and there's an ongoing program that, you know, to ensure that, you know, nobody's committing money laundering or fraud. And due to the Internal Revenue Code, we can never tell you if there's actually been an investigation open or if one's actually even happening. Right? So we'll never know. Which is kind of bullshit in my opinion. These people, David's taking free money from the citizens, right? He's taking taxed money, putting it to his own pocket, untaxed. Then when the time comes for him, the money to come out and for him to speak out about the money, he doesn't got to say shit about it? I mean, how is that fair to the rest of the taxpayers? How's that fair to me, you, all the other people out there working their asses off, getting up, you know, butt crack of dawn, maybe working a 12, 14-hour day to support, you know, a family, 3 kids. Then you got assholes like David just out there fucking scamming, dude. Scamming hundreds of millions of dollars. I believe for sure now it's in the hundreds of millions because of all the properties he's bought, guys. And as I'm speaking right now, I'm actually stamping envelopes, you guys. I'm stamping envelopes to put these fraud reports in the mail for this piece of shit. That's what it takes. I got the fraud reports right here. I know all the information, names, phone numbers, addresses, social security numbers, shit like that. I have David's social. It's on the internet already. It's on a public domain, and it can be found on it's on apostledavidtaylor.com. And you could find his social security number there. It's there. It's on the fraud reports too. I put it there that way if the IRS has any questions about who they're looking for, they can be for sure that it's David E. Taylor and not some other fucking idiot. So David, he is going into hiding, you guys. We won't be seeing much of him anymore. And here's the thing, guys. Listen up. Listen up, all the cult members out there. David is sick. David is very sick. He's no doubt suffering from high cholesterol. He's no doubt suffering from diabetes. He's anemic. He's overweight, high blood pressure. He's in bad shape, everybody. Sorry, I was texting one of the cult members here. So again, David, he's going to go into hiding for good now. He's got all his mansions. He's got what he got. He got what he came for. Now what we need to do, guys, is get the IRS to go ahead and audit all his books now. He's been doing this shit for 30 years. We need to go ahead and get the IRS involved. He's using our government's own tax code to dupe the system. I don't get it. I would like to think the government would pick up on it and be like, yeah, no, we ain't gonna let this happen. He really is. He's using the IRS's own tax law against the IRS to break the laws. It's fucking funny. Again, nobody's doing shit about it. That's why I'm reporting him. He really is. He's using the tax code to jump around tax ID numbers. To lie, cheat, steal, deceit, everything. Buy all these properties. If anybody wants to come out and dispute the tax codes, like, please let me know, because I find it very, very fishy that he's buying up this many properties in this short amount of time. And he has. He's bought probably about 4 or 5 properties within the last few years. Big ones too, guys. Not small properties, big ones. Several. He bought Nelly's old property. Yeah, rap star Nelly. Nelly is actually a piece of work too. That guy's a real piece of shit too. When Nelly's the house that Nelly had a tax lien put on is the one that they bought, right? Check this out, guys. So Nelly has a tax lien put on the house, 17329 Hidden Valley Drive. It's up in Wildwood, Missouri. Okay, I urge everybody to look up the address and look at it. Take the virtual tour. You can find videos on YouTube of people taking the tour of the house, and the house is just in complete disarray. It needs so much work, guys. It needs about 2 to 2.5 million worth of work just to get it back up to a living state. Okay, so check this out. When the house had a lien put on it, all right, this is when Nelly lived there, and Nelly absolutely just fucking destroyed the place, being the piece of shit that he is. Okay. So Nelly destroys the place. He gets a tax lien put on it. Nelly, what he does is he fucking bulldozes the pool, you guys. He bulldozes the pool out of spite because the IRS, because he wasn't paying his fucking taxes, bulldozes the pool like a piece of shit. Pretty typical. I mean, it's like, that's like Freudian theory slip right there. It's like, dude didn't pay his taxes, gets a lien put on the house, and he fucking bulldozes the pool because he's mad. Okay, Nelly. Yeah, dude, really? How much more of a piece of shit could you be, dude? You're just like David. I could see David doing some shit like that. I could see David, if he was going to lose the main headquarters in Taylor, Michigan, burning the building down so nobody else could get it. But it's about David in hiding. And I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of wrap it up there, guys. We're not going to be seeing much of David anymore. Any videos that anybody's seeing online of David are old. Okay, they're all reruns. There is no original content. He's using all this random bullshit from the Book of Enoch and the Book of Jasher and the Book of Joseph that is really way out in right field. There's nothing new, you guys. This is the downfall of David E. Taylor's cult. We're seeing it, guys. The fact that he's trying to copyright my channel is just proof that he is hurting big time. And he is. He's in the process of trying to copyright my channel and get it taken down. I was just looking at the status of my copyright, guys, and this is here's kind of a status update. The first video was forwarded over on August 15th. All right, so he has 10 business days, which I counted. So from August 15th, everybody, to I think it was the 29th is what I counted. August, so 15th, he's got 10 business days. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he has until the 29th, basically, to show YouTube court orders or court action against me that I'm supposed to take down the videos, which they haven't provided me in any sense. I do have a cease and desist on my wall, but it says cease and desist harassment of KOGGC employees, which I don't know if they're JMMI KOGGC or Marvels in America World Healing. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not harassing KOGGC employees. It's JMMI or Marvels in America World Healing. So I don't know who KOGGC is at this point. But there is a cease and desist on my wall saying that I have numerous defamatory videos up and that if I don't take them down, let me see. Yes, the above videos are uploaded for public viewing on your YouTube channel titled Apostle David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure and contain threats toward KOGGC employees and numerous false claims concerning the KOGGC ministry. For example, you have displayed Mr. Taylor and Ms. Brandon's social security numbers and encourage your viewers to file unsubstantiated fraud reports to the IRS. I have not These are not unsubstantiated reports. These aren't lies. Winners and King Associates, that's what I'm talking to now. Liars. They're not unsubstantiated fraud reports. If you guys did your research into this asshole, you probably wouldn't have sent me this cease and desist. Which I find it kind of funny. This just shows how deep the corruption goes, that these religious cults, that they're willing to get attorneys involved and send out cease and desist to YouTubers and shit like that, which I find funny because the attorneys that sent me this cease and desist, it's Winners and King Attorney at Law. It was sent out October 12th, 2021, so that's last year. Their phone number is 918-494-6868, okay? And they are out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Their address is 2448 East 81st Street, Suite 5900. Now, Winners and King, what I did research on, what I found out through research, looked up, they represent Joel Osteen and Paula White and some other real shitty people. So it's kind of befitting that David employs these pieces of shit to represent him and his little bullshit. Okay. Let's see. Yes, and I do encourage my viewers to file fraud because I know he's committing fraud. Okay, I'm going to read this cease and desist. This not only violates the privacy interests of Mr. Taylor and Ms. Brandon, but also increase the risk of identity theft and other forms of fraud. As a result, this disclosure of this information for this purpose likely violates Texas and federal law. Pretty sure it doesn't violate Texas and federal law, David, when that information was already found on the public domain. Ha! Fuck off, David. Can't get me there. Sorry, buddy. I didn't put your social security number out on the public domain. Somebody else did. I didn't dox you, dude. Somebody else did. We just knew where to look. David, you can't get me on that. Also, I have accused Mr. Taylor and KOGGC of running a cult, which it fucking absolutely is. I'm not accusing them. You guys are a religious cult, David, okay? You fall under every dynamic of a religious cult, David.
Don't call him David.
David.
Don't call him David.
Running a cult, committing a money laundering scheme. Yes, he absolutely fucking is. Winners and King, you gotta be the dumbest motherfuckers out there to go ahead and sign on with this piece of shit. I can't believe you guys sent me this. This was a trophy for me. This proves, okay? For you guys to send me this proves the corruption. This proves the corruption that lawyers are willing to do fucking anything for a fucking dirty fucking corrupt dollar, man. Proof right here. I got the cease and desist right here, you guys. It's on my fucking wall. It is. I fucking wear it proudly. Okay? Because I know it cost David money to send this to me. So fuck him. Fuck his lawyers. Fuck Winners and King. Okay? Because there's not a fucking thing they're gonna do about it. Let's see. Sex trafficking, tax fraud, and more. Yes, he's absolutely committing tax fraud. Not disclosing 990s, multiple filings, narcotics. Let's see. What do I got here? Unreported income, unsubstantiated income, false or altered documents, false exemption, false deductions, multiple filings. I do believe there's some organized crime going on in there because he pulled a loan from a shady-ass fucking investment firm out of Florida. Yeah, guys, there's some really shady shit going on here. Let's see. At the very least, my actions constitute defamation of character. David, you fucked your character up in the deposition, you dumbass. I can't defame you any more than you did in that deposition, okay? And possibly stalking under Texas law. Yeah, David, I am not stalking you, okay? Stalking, this does not consider stalking. This is awareness, calling out your lies and bringing awareness to the world about what you're doing to people. This is not stalking. What you're doing, David, is laundering money. You're creating a religious prison. You're spiritually abusing people. You're sexually abusing people. You're psychologically abusing people. You're laundering money. You're way beyond religion. You are way beyond deceptive practices. Your practices are just fucking deceitful, dude. They have gone beyond deceptive. They are like low down, dirty of the fucking money pit bottom. You're a bottom feeder, David. You're a bottom feeder. That's what you are. You're like one of those fucking fish in the tank that just suck this fucking shit off the side of the glass, dude. That's what you are, bro. Let's see. Further, you are offering to sell t-shirts with Mr. Taylor's face on them containing a threatening message stating, Axe Michelle. Anybody remember the deposition? I do. Oh, you have to axe Michelle. Axe Michelle. Get the fuck out of here, David. Referring to KOGGC employee Michelle Brandon. Now, she's employer volunteer. Numerous remedies are available to my client, including but not limited to preliminary and permanent injunctive relief, money damages, and possibly attorney fees for the cost of any actions that are taken against you. Yeah, fucking right, David. To avoid my client taking legal action against you, you should immediately cease and desist from your unlawful use and publication of threatening and false statements and remove all media containing such defamatory remarks. Yeah, no, fuck that. This was basically them trying to silence my First Amendment, guys. That's why I do what I do. Because that is David's only way to try and scare me. Because David, I've asked David to come out and do interviews. But since he's not... David, you have to prove all the shit that you've came out and said. We're saying here everything you've said is a lie. So you got to come out and show all the healing of all these hospitals, all these financial miracles, all these people that you've helped, which you haven't done, David. You have done none of that. This cease and desist is just, it's another way for you to try and shut me down. To avoid my client taking legal action. Yeah, okay, he's not going to take legal action against me. Several reasons, okay? One, financial discovery. That is one thing David does not want with me. Financial discovery. If he takes me to court on this, I will be allowed a process of discovery with him. He can't stop that. I will have access to every single document of David E. Taylor's. What's one thing David doesn't want me to have is every single fucking document that he has. And I'm sure it'd probably be boxes, or it might not be anything. With the way he's destroying documents, it might not be shit, guys. So, this was done back in October of last year. I came home, and it was in a FedEx package on my front door. And the guy who wrote it looks like... Jay Raymond, I think is who wrote it. Yeah, James R. Raymond of Winners and King. He wrote it. It was probably some piss-on fucking, attorney, executive or some bullshit. Hey, go ahead and send a cease and desist out to this guy. He's been talking bad about our client on YouTube. Yeah, so fucking what, Winners and King? You guys are corrupt just like David. For you to take on this client just shows how corrupt the whole system is, guys. Once again, why David's in hiding. It would have surprised me if, maybe he owes some money to these lawyers or something. I don't know. But he for sure is going to go into hiding, guys, and we're not going to be seeing much of him anymore. He's got his mansions. He's got his scam running. It's a well-oiled machine now. He's got his call center going. He's got his Facebook pages. David's going to keep going until the IRS kicks down his door. That's why I urge everybody to get involved, man. I urge everybody to get involved. I urge everybody to fill out the fraud reports. If you think it's a waste of time, then don't do it. I, however, don't think it's a waste of time, which is why I've been doing it for the last year. I don't think it's a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time to not do it. Because if we don't do it, what's going to get done? Nothing. The same people are going to keep going on doing the same shit. So... get involved with this, guys. Check out my channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe here. Again, this is my backup channel just in case my other one gets struck down. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Again, it's still under copyright, you guys. It's going to be a couple more weeks. So, with that being said, you guys stay safe. Have a good week. And you got any questions, comments, concerns, by all means, leave them in the comment section below. David, we're pretty much seeing the last of David, you guys. He has to come out and he basically has to tell a lot of truths to everything now. He has a lot of truths to tell. So you guys have a good Monday. Thanks for listening in. Thanks for following the channel. And again, if you guys have any questions about this cult, by all means, let's engage in the conversation. Let's get people involved. Let's get people aware. Like, share, and subscribe. Share my channel on Facebook. I'm on Spreakers, Spotify, Google Radio, iHeartRadio. So, again, thank you for being here, you guys. Y'all have a good Monday. Check out my channel, David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie.